Hey, it's John. I'm down here in my composing lair. There's my piano behind me, microphone, bass, clarinet, all that stuff. And the purpose of this video is I just want to give you a little window into my process for the Sqwonklets. So right now, I'm mostly working in Logic. You can see that here. This is a music audio recording program. So and I have one file, which is pretty much everything for all the Sqwonklets. I'm just keeping it all in one place so that it's easy to kind of navigate between different ideas. So the first thing I have in here is this idea for Sqwonklet number 1 that I ended up rejecting. Etc. It goes on like that. I actually completed an entire, like 2.5-minute piece, but then I just thought it was kind of boring, so I rejected it and wrote what became the real Sqwonklet number 1, which is over here. First, with this little bit, you hear my sort of very initial idea for it. So I was just kind of playing around the instrument, and I just kind of stumbled on that lick, and I was like, "Ooh, this is good." So I got Logic up and recorded it. And then next, I'm kind of developing it a bit more. Here, where you see the two parts and all these different takes, that's my first attempt at kind of stitching together a complete take of Sqwonklet number 1. And then here, where you see it's much cleaner, that's after I put it into notation software and then just recorded myself playing both of the parts. Then I made some edits, and so here I believe is the final version of Sqwonklet number 1, which you can hear in the video that Jeff and I made at the live performance. So I'm not going to walk you through all the details of that at this point, because what I really want to get to is some ideas for the next Sqwonklet. So this next section is me playing around with various different ideas and kind of settling on one, which I think is going to become the next Sqwonklet. So here's one little idea I had to start out. Pretty cool, and then I tried adding a second part to it. So I think that has some promise. It may become a Sqwonklet, it may not. I'm not sure yet. I'm just kind of trying to get material out there for now. And this next one I like a lot. It's kind of waltzy. I think I'm almost certain this will become one of the Sqwonklets. So I think that's a lot of fun. It'll be a good contrast, I think, some of the other ones. So probably at some point in the future, I'll try to develop that into a full-on Sqwonklet. The next, we have the idea that I've been playing around with for what I think will be the next Sqwonklet I write. So kind of like with Sqwonklet number 1, I was just fooling around, somehow landed on that little groove. I was like, oh, this is cool. Let me capture this before I forget it. So I recorded it, and then you'll see I'm trying to add a second part on it a little bit here. Okay, so some decent stuff there. Then this next one, I'm just taking that kind of groove and just kind of intuitively following that where it wants to go. So something like this. So just to be clear, I'm basically improvising this. This wasn't really planned out. I just wanted to start with that groove and see what happened. transposing it to a different pitch level. Get the idea, and then so here's some sort of contrasting idea that I just stumbled on intuitively. Now I'm kind of playing around with this a bit. Etc. You get the idea. Let me just see if there's anything else of interest in this. It's sort of a slightly different version of the main groove. So I'm just kind of sort of see where that could go, where it could take me. Now we're back to the low stuff again, exploring different versions of that. Etc. You get the idea. So I'm just kind of letting myself explore, trying to follow my intuition, trying to not be, just sort of get it all out there, get it documented. And then these next two, I kind of zeroed in on that low thing, just to get a little more precise about it. And here's another version of that. And then I believe this next one is, I kind of listened back to everything I'd come up with so far in this vein, and this is an attempt to kind of string it together into a sort of coherent structure. Here I'm just kind of wandering around a bit. Sort of an ending idea. So obviously that's not really interesting enough to actually be a piece, but what I was trying to do is just sort of come up with a basic kind of backbone for the piece. And now this is the most recent version, where I did something kind of similar down, actually I think I did up here, the basic groove part, but it's a little bit different. I just did a slightly different pacing of things, and then I added a second part to it also pretty intuitively. And the idea here is that I feel like now I basically have all the basic material for the tune, for the Sqwonklet. And let me play it for you, and then I'll tell you what the next step is. Yeah, nice low fifths. So I'm kind of exploring some different things to do in the second part now. Taking a solo. All right, let me come back to the camera now. So, so this isn't anywhere near a complete piece, but basically I'm at a point where I think I have all the basic material for it. So the next step is I'm going to go into Finale notation software. I'm going to try to make some of the stuff more concrete, and it'll also give me the opportunity to not just be improvising, but to kind of sort of zero in on kind of the best versions of each idea and figure out the pacing of it, how many repeats of the different things, when to come back to the low thing or not. So the next step, I'll put it in Finale, and then I'll record kind of a draft of it based on my Finale file. And then based on that recording, I'll probably go back and edit it in Finale and then re-record it, and it'll sort of be this iterative process until I eventually land on the final version. But with this piece in particular, I find it very important to start with the bass clarinet itself, and with try to kind of stick with the recording for a while, and not really be thinking about notation or just really being able to sort of follow my intuition, especially because I want these pieces to be really idiomatic and sit really well on the instrument. That seems like a good way to go about it. So that's a little window into my process. The other Sqwonklets will probably develop in a similar way. And if you join the consortium, then you'll get more updates like this and this very kind of unique window into my composing process, which I hope you've enjoyed learning about. Thank you.